What's going on, guys? This is Carl with the Racerred channel. Today I wanted to talk about police work. Right now I'm headed on the highway from Emmett, Idaho to New Plymouth, Idaho. But yeah, police work, I've been thinking about this quite a bit. I've been involved in this for a long time, a lot of criminal justice type stuff. It has always kind of confused me because there is an aspect of it that makes a difference, but there's a lot of stuff that needs reform. And, you know, when you're an officer, you have to have the freedom to do what you want, and an officer should be interviewed to be a good person, not to be a salesman who can sell a white rag. And that is unfortunately what has happened. Is a lot of these interviewers will want you to be able to articulate your actions, why you can justify your actions, articulate all that stuff, as opposed to just doing the right thing. And they want people who can talk like they can do a lot, but can't actually do a lot. So, you know, how I think police work should be is you should have highly trained individuals who withhold the Constitution of the United States first and foremost. But then beyond that, they do not give themselves the tactical advantage, because the nature of the job is dangerous. And that's one of the dangers you need to add to that job, is to not have the tactical advantage. You need to quit acting like a military force when you're dealing with the public. It's nice to have the L formation and have people surrounded, and yeah, sure, you make them feel like you're a military force, and make them feel this unrest, this unease when they're talking to you. And that is completely wrong, in my opinion. My other issue is that there are untold thousands of laws. A lot of these officers, they study these books to find different laws, to find out what's legal and what's not. That's the wrong way to go about it. Sure, you need to know what's legal and what's not legal to some extent, but really, it should be common sense. If somebody's not doing something blatantly illegal and harming somebody else by doing it, then it's not against the law. You shouldn't be pulling somebody from their day just because it's against some code. Because if you do that, technically all Americans commit 2 felonies on average per day. So discretion is paramount when you're an officer. You really have to practice discretion. Unfortunately, there are a lot of officers who do not do that. And the big city guys are often the ones who are just pulling people over for doing 1 mile an hour too fast. Or they'll pull me over because my exhaust is too loud. I mean, it's just ridiculous things like that that shouldn't be part of our society. Our local officers here in New Plymouth do a great job. I haven't been pulled over once. The only interactions I've had with them are when they think that my stuff may have been broken into, and they're doing patrols at night, which is great. I feel safer because of it. I feel like my things are more secure. I think they do a good job. If something needs to be handled and somebody needs to be arrested, I'm sure they are there to do that. But they don't just harass people for little minute things. That's the reason we all moved to these little towns, to have freedom and to get away from tyranny. And sure, there's always going to be somebody who's got a noise complaint or something, you know, or complaining about your lawn, or complaining about your vehicles. There's always going to be that person. And that person just doesn't care about freedom, or doesn't really know what freedom is. You should be secure in your property and your person, and you should have the right to defend yourself. And the right to free speech. I mean, all these things are what you should have, and like no questions asked. But there's got to be some reform. I know there's lots of crap officers. It's been very politicized, and when it comes to corrections, once they get arrested and sent into the system, then you have people who don't belong together, but they are certainly put together in the same living quarters. So you've got murderers receiving the same so-called punishment as the guy who padded his bank account with his company's funds. I think that those two people should be punished separately, because it's so bizarre. You go to prison, you look in the prison system, and these guys are watching TV in their cells. There is no punishment in prison. I have no fear of prison for this reason. You go to prison and it's literally just a vacation. That's all it is. And apparently there's no retribution other than taking their time away from them. But their time is going to be spent somewhere regardless. So why would they be afraid to spend their time with their buddies in prison watching TV or playing video games and doing whatever they want? They can even take classes. They can learn how to play an instrument. They all get to go outside every day and work out. That's all they get to have fun pretty much their entire existence there. Granted, I wouldn't want to be there, and there is a lot of downside. It's not like they get women either. That really sucks. The whole reason for existence of men go chase down girls, and there's no girls in prison. In itself, that's pretty brutal. But other than that, they get to hang out with their buddies and do whatever they want. A lot of them go find themselves a prison girl, which is really gross, but it's what they do. Anyways, yeah, I think we need reform. We need separate prisons for separate types of crimes. I think that retribution needs to happen, especially for violent crimes that were so heinous, like people killing multiple people, torturing people. They just go sit in prison and hang out on vacation the rest of their lives. That's insane to me. We need retribution. If I were emperor of the land, it would certainly be, I mean, I think that would be like boot camp. There would be different levels of prison. One would be boot camp, and then it would like have tiers to it. That's just me though. Anyways guys, thanks for joining the ride. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.